there. You are listening to the Salmon Basketball Podcast. I'm Jackson.
I'm Hamdog.
I'm Steve. I don't know how they convinced me to do this podcast since I'm part of the Antisocial Social Club.
What the fuck?
Our friend Steve has social anxiety.
So, I went to Uni SA with my friend.
Yeah, you're starting there.
Yeah. And they had a sign saying free soup.
This is going to be good.
So I go in there. Nick stands at the door because he's got social anxiety and he didn't want to go in there.
Yeah.
And he doesn't think he's allowed on
He
Uni.
hasn't got social anxiety, he's a pussy.
Uni SA's.
Well,
premises.
it was a homeless shelter, wasn't it?
No. But we did go and try to find the free fruit that they apparently have for the
So it was
homeless.
advertised outside. Free soup.
Yeah.
And you went in.
And Nick stood at the door.
Yeah.
So I go in, I ask the lady, oh yeah, can I have some free soup? She says, go and sit down and talk to someone. I said, I'm very busy. She said, this is to a person day.
So basically, they expected you to like talk to someone and then you get the food.
Yeah, I think it was Social Awareness Day or something.
Yeah, but wouldn't they be aware of your like social, maybe your social disability?
Yeah, the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
This guy's not your average run of the mill.
And also, you're a really no one can see this, but Steve is a very scrawny guy. Like if I saw him come into a free soup day, I'd be like, listen, dude,
This guy goes to the gym for 5 weeks.
you gotta eat.
Well,
What type of soup was it?
Well, going back there is a story there. My brother did want to go through the bins to get free food. But
Whoa, hold up. So your brother's a dumpster diver.
Have you been watching War on Waste?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
What a show.
This is the state funded. Alright, so did your brother actually go through, you went dumpster diving?
No, but there's another story there.
Okay.
He went through the bins to collect the bottles, so he's been stealing all the bottles from the homeless. So the homeless haven't been getting their fixes lately.
Jesus Christ. This guy's no moral compass.
Actually, but as soon as my brother started doing it, I've been seeing all these other goons just going through all the bins in Burnside.
Yeah.
I saw 5 of them on one street. So I'm not...
So there's a gang
Yeah.
of dumpster divers.
10-cent refund game.
Are they all like kind of chubby, grey beard, like 10 o'clock shadow
I'm
kind
not too sure if we should be stereotyping homeless people, Jackson.
Okay.
You just got...
Okay, all right.
Just got destroyed.
I forgot to I forgot to mention that Steve is a very progressive social.
Yeah, it's a
Actually,
social justice for
I
us.
saw a homeless person in the city the other day reading a book, and I was very surprised.
Well,
and
homeless people can't
always-
read. You've been stereotyping now.
What book was it?
It was actually one of those penguin books,
Oh, okay.
and I've always wanted to go out this
Which
guy.
one?
Hopefully it wasn't junky.
The funny thing is, the Penguin book could be literally anything.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go out this guy and say hello, but I
Would
don't
you go
have-
up to a homeless
Where
guy
is it?
who is
In Rundle
reading
Mall.
Lolita?
Yeah.
Would you go up to a homeless guy who's reading Lolita and licking his lips?
I did see this guy in the parade. He's got a sign saying free hugs, and all the Scotch College kids went up to him, and I'm not too sure if that's
How old was
very
this?
satisfactory.
How old was this gentleman?
Free hugs, not satisfactory. You're disappointed in your free hug.
No.
No, I think he's
Nice.
saying that it was an unsavory character getting
Oh, right.
hugs from
Is that a
school
bit-
children.
Is that a bit rudely?
Yeah, I don't think they should be allowing him to touch school-aged children.
It is a bit weird, to be honest.
Yeah.
That was a trend that was started back, I think, 2005 or 6. Free hugs it was like this massive social thing.
Yeah.
I remember there was some music video that did it where some guy's going around with free hugs, which kind of got this going where people were like, free hugs. Like, there's a lot of people doing it tough. They need a bit of emotional connection. And that was a big mid-2000s thing. And I think the reason it did stop is because predators were picking up this behavior.
Anyway, going back to the story, the lady eventually didn't give me the free soup. She just said another time, so I just ran off there. Another story getting free food, so I went to Woolworths, and I won't name the Woolworths, but I don't like the Woolworths, and I'll never go there again and shop there.
Yeah.
Because the manager, if they have a policy, they should go through with the policy, even if you
yeah.
find a loophole for the policy.
Okay.
So I found an out-of-date product, which was banana juice.
Yep.
And I went up to the
Banana
counter.
juice?
Hey, hang on.
Said-
You mean banana milk?
No, banana juice.
What's banana
Okay.
juice?
Anyway, banana juice. This sounds
No,
implausible, but come
No,
on.
no.
What's banana juice?
So anyway, it was half price.
What is
It
this?
cost
Have
me
you ever
$1.
milked a banana?
So So I had this plan with my friend who I just call Wilson to conceal his identity.
What are you, fucking Tom Hanks from Castaway? Oh, my best friend's Wilson.
Well, I'm not too sure if the Woolworths are just going to have posters of us.
No, it'll be you. It'll be you next to a volleyball.
Apparently, they got posters of people for the Coles mini shops because they've been stealing them. But going back to the Woolworths story,
These little dinky plastic.
yeah,
People have been stealing them.
yeah.
Anyway, never mind.
Apparently,
It's a promotion where it's like these little dinky plastic foods.
you have to spend over
Everyone's seen
$30 and then you get
Yeah,
one.
and apparently people are nicking them because having a 10mm Vegemite jar is so
No,
valuable.
they're becoming like trading cards. Like they're becoming real valuable.
Oh, okay.
Like collectible things.
So
Apparently, people have been changing their identity to go back and get more.
That's hilarious.
That's sad.
But going back to the other story with
you
the
do that?
So,
banana juice.
banana juice,
Banana
yes.
juice.
So I go out to the counter where they got the cigarettes,
Yep.
and well,
You're
they're
already
not very
there, so-
good at checking ID. Just for a side note, at that Woolworths,
You know,
Okay,
we're
wink, wink.
talking about go there, my high school friends.
you just got to wear
It's-
a hoodie over your school top.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went up there. I drank it right next to the counter, and I say I'm sick, and I put on a bit of performance.
Nice.
And then I show the lady, oh yeah, this is our date, and she says, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's by quite a lot. It's about a year.
Yeah.
So she says, oh yeah, go and get whatever one you want. So I go and choose one, and I said, can I really choose anyone? I don't have to choose this banana juice? She says, yeah, go and choose anyone.
Yeah, alright.
So I go choose a more expensive one, and then I go out, and I said, can I really just step through? She says, come on. I said, won't that alarm go off? She says,
The police are waiting for you.
she says, banana juice isn't one of our top most stolen items. So,
Yeah.
It's not.
No, it's not.
Because banana juice doesn't fucking exist.
It does. I've seen it, but it's
Right.
never.
No, I'm
I've never
looking
seen it isolated. You see it mixed with like apple juice and mango juice and stuff for breakfast.
So anyway, she gives me the product for free, and she
Yeah.
gives me a refund.
Okay.
So we go out, and,
And they're like, well, that's the last we're gonna see of him.
my friend takes
obviously.
a photo,
Yeah.
and we celebrate it.
Yeah.
So then we thought, we can do this again. We
Oh,
can
no.
go back to the Woolworths and get some more products
Yeah.
and get our money back.
Yeah.
And what happened? Did she recognize you?
No, the first time, this time they gave us a discount voucher for we can spend $3 and they'll give the product for free.
Yeah.
So my friend did this first, Wilson. He found an out-of-date product.
Yeah.
So they gave it to him free and gave him the voucher. And then my other friend did it. We'll call him Ben.
Okay.
So he did it. And then my brother caught on to the loophole.
Yeah.
And then he did it with his friend. And then when I got around to doing it, they said, haven't we been seeing you around doing this? Is this a game? I said, no, this product is out of date. And they just took the product and didn't give me any discount.
Well,
And
obviously.
then the manager comes up and confronts me about it.
What did he say?
They just said, is this a game for you? Why are you doing this?
Wait, was this a gangster movie? What, you think this is a game? This is a motherfucking game?
I think you're secretly from Coles trying to get out of business.
Well, he probably just thinks you're a cheap dirtbag.
So someone's got to go and ruin it. It was your brother, ironically, who ruined it for you.
Yeah, and I never got a free product or a voucher.
So there, we've got a bit of an insight into Steve and his good buddy Wilson. Ham Dog, you got any stories to tell us?
Do I?
You have girlfriends?
Yeah, he just got a girlfriend.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend, guys.
So
Me and Jackson
yeah,
don't have a girlfriend.
Why is that?
do you have to put that on record? Because if anyone's interested, man who
I mean,
records
goes to
podcasts
gym,
on Saturday nights.
does podcasts.
I said, your girlfriend likes you a lot, doesn't she, Hamish?
Yeah, she does.
Do you think she loves you too much? Is there something?
What the fuck?
Is there something as I
Become-
actually cut that little bit. Is there something? I gotta think of the word.
We must also side note that Hamish's girlfriend is in the room, sitting next to him while we're recording this. So
Her name is Clara. She's bringing us cakes and coffees and orange vodkas for someone who's about to pass out.
A man who has
Yeah.
been rambling drunk on
Yeah,
the
you can-
microphone,
you can love someone too much. That happens all the
unchecked.
time.
I said she hasn't made me a Milo yet.
Ooh.
Alright, another Milo, let's go. You ate all the Milo.
I said,
Yeah,
what's the
that's
saying? A penny a dozen. I can get you any girl you want, Hamish.
Can you?
There's
Ooh.
there's
You can
lots
get
of Romanian, Russians.
Can we get a mail order bride? Did that she ever rock up to Stonyfell?
I think they were lost in transit.
Lost in transit, yeah.
Where they forgot to put air holes in it.
That's all. Yeah, alright. Let's look up some mail order brides for you now.
Yeah, it's the mail order bride for Steve segment.
let's have a
Who's it gonna be? Even though the listeners can't see.
Right, so here we go. We've got Lucia, 27, from Almaty, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
She's hot.
What's she look like? You have to
She's
describe
5'7".
it.
She's
Yeah.
She's a bit
55
small.
kilos.
I'd rather.
She's-
5'10".
She's full figured.
What are you in the Amazonian
What?
tall
5'7".
girls?
5'7" is quite short.
Dude, you're 5'7".
Excuse me, I'm 5'1".
Dude, 5'7". You're like 5'8", dumbass. Alright. Let's not get rid of her yet. About me. Let's skip it. Alright. I'm
What's she
positive.
look like?
She has a small child and a dog. I want to fall in love with my future husband, live happily ever after about each child.
Unfortunately, I don't want any excess baggage.
I work
Hamish.
as an English teacher and work with reseller. It's
Okay.
desirable to have Arabic or Oriental origin.
Well, I mean, we could just,
She smokes regularly, but doesn't drink.
That's a big turn off.
Big turn off. Her religion is Muslim.
Could
Like-
you
she likes
pray?
to
Would you
Arabic.
pray 5 times a day for pussy?
Yeah, that's a big question. Would you convert to Islam?
No.
Islam for guys is easy though.
Yeah.
I don't want to be blowing up, Hamish.
Hey, dude, you've got 5 wives.
Yeah, you could be polygamous, and also you're allowed to
I think he just shouted himself. See, in a
You
free
can
time
discipline
season-
your wife
Alright,
in
so
ways that are not allowed
We need to
in
filter our
Western
search. We
countries.
need to filter our search. Someone with no baggage. What age group you looking
No
for?
baggage doesn't exist. Am I right?
Oh, probably over 20.
Over 20.
What?
But what?
Why do you want it?
What's
Do you
the
want
highest
it?
you
Do you
go?
want it? Do you want a girlfriend who's older than you, older and taller?
Okay, between 20 and 30.
I'm gonna go.
It's like a fucking mammoth.
Actually, I'm not too
I'm
sure
gonna. I'm
if I
gonna
should say
get it
this
Freudian
Is this still,
on this
recording?
man's
this is all recorded.
sexuality.
This is all going on the podcast. What about Katarina?
I was going to say, no, I won't say my thing, my line.
Oh, you can
You
say.
gotta say it right now.
Come on. Never say no on the podcast.
If there's grass on the pitch, you play ball.
Yes, my man. What about if her age is on the clock?
18 plus.
18 plus. So he's keeping it legal here, folks. Yeah, look, they're all smokers, heavy smokers and drinkers. Who all
Nice.
like doing Arab aerobics.
Wait, how are they Muslim and smokers and drinkers?
How much do you think you'll sell your girlfriend for, Hamish?
How much I'd sell my girlfriend?
Yikes! This is episode 1. This is episode 1.
Probably pack of cigarettes.
Do you think anyone would set a pack of cigarettes for your girlfriend?
Well, probably someone would.
Whoa! I put down 10 packs of cigarettes. For
I mean,
Worth $1 million
for
packs of
Clara.
cigarettes, thank you very much.
what's a good price for pussy?
Per what? Like, what's the time frame or
15 minutes.
50 minutes?
Condom only.
Hand stuff, mouth stuff. What do we?
Hamish,
Yeah,
this isn't going to the chat. This is
Going to the chat.
PG plus.
This is
Alright,
PG,
we gotta
okay, I'm
keep it
sorry.
onto PG plus.
We're sorry.
Wait, PG plus means like above PG.
Well, under PG.
Under,
13.
what, who's fucking
Is this
listening?
PG
to
or
this?
PG 13 plus?
PG
Or is
13
it
plus.
G?
G for gynecologists love this program.
What if you thought what your life? What rating would it be? If
Out-
your life was a movie, what
Out of
rating
10.
would it be?
Out of 11.
Nah, out of like the classifications like G, PG.
Oh, what? Oh, okay.
I reckon Matt C's would be high impact sexual violence.
Yeah, probably. Do you want to talk about that, Matthew? Didn't you used to be Catholic?
Alright.
Nah,
Nice
going too
cut.
far.
Holy shit! I'm gonna take a piss.
This is gonna be a compilation. This is gonna be a compilation of. We've got to cut that out. Nah, fuck you. He's getting a little bit red faced. That's getting me a bit worried, to be honest.
Do you think I'm going to pass out?
If you do, I'll drive you home like the good person that I am.
tolerance, so.
Yeah, anyway, so basically the premise of doing this podcast was for Hamish to get a microphone. So he says, yeah, let's do a podcast. And then he says, yeah, everyone, $50. Yep. And then he puts his bank account on the group chat. And then
he reckons this is a scheme for me to own a microphone.
And then after this podcast, we'll never hear anything again.
Yeah,
and then
I'm gonna skip town with your money in my BS.
And then we'll just hear of Hamish's subpar rapper career.
He went there, didn't he?
Hamish, I want this to a suitable crowd, this podcast.
Dude, we're not gonna have a crowd. We're just gonna have it to anyone who can take it.
I want a suitable
They're
target
People
audience.
gonna eat this shit up.
Who is our suitable target audience?
Geriatrics. Nice.
Now, on to the next segment.
Right, so what's the segment going to be, Madison?
Jackson is trying to start up a comedy career, so that's how Hamish convinced him to get on this
At the beginning of
podcast.
every introduction to Maddie Lee's sentences, Hamish, how did you get a girlfriend?
So, Jackson, how is your comedy career going so far?
I have like 10 high level executive contacts.
Yeah,
Have you actually done any stand up yet?
No.
you got 50 YouTube views on what's your YouTube? Maybe you'll get extra view.
I've 70 subs.
An extra view.
We'll give you
Dude, you got a lot more views, trust
we'll
me.
give you a plug in this podcast, Jackson. So what's your name again?
Jackson.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Do you want to get his birth certificate out and check?
just tell us your podcast. No, your YouTube.
Super baked onion.
All the orange juice vodka is just hitting me at
Yes.
once. Alright, so that'll get you extra view. So it'll get you to 51. And maybe
Extra view.
if you're lucky, you might even get extra subscriber. Not that I would ever subscribe to your YouTube.
Oh.
I gotta say, Matthew's like the perfect level right now. I can tell he's had a bit to drink. This is where I wanted him.
Any more, he's gonna be fucking.
Are we actually still recording?
Yes, I want that on there. I want to say about the plug.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll plug him in. Plug walk! I don't even care how the fuck my plug.
I wish I'd done with recording. I wouldn't be eating.
So, Hamish, what happens if this podcast actually goes big? What are we going to do?
We're gonna have to fucking.
We're gonna buy a bigger house.
Are we going to upgrade from this, your grand's house? I'm not too sure if your grand's going to be away every weekend.
No, she will
I'll
be.
kick her out.
Do you want to talk about the news or something?
Alright. I want
'Cause
you to
the
complete.
good thing about
You
the
can
news.
do that.
I want you to complete these. Alright. I'll let Matt Z go first and I'll let you go second because you're a bit more.
So we're doing. Have you been paying attention, basically?
Basically, yeah. So I want to know. So Elon Musk has been in the news recently. Why is that?
Well, he smoked something legal, didn't he?
Wow, legal. Was it rudely?
Well, rudely, yes.
Yeah, he smoked it rudely. He smoked
Also, so his stocks plummeted like 6% because he smoked marijuana on the Joe Rogan Experience. But he's also planning to fly someone to the moon, apparently. Someone is paid for a commercial trip to the moon, which is going to be announced in a couple of days. Who do you think it's going to be, Matthew? Who would put up the money to go to the moon?
Well, I don't like Elon Musk. Full stop.
Why is that?
That's not what I asked, but why don't you like him?
Why don't you like Elon?
I
You
think
think he's fake?
I think he's all talk and no game. His company doesn't make any money, and his stock price is overinflated.
It's all about
Tesla
stocks.
in the wood today.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, Tesla's driving around.
Alright, what about Florence? Why is Florence in the news?
Never heard of this person.
It's not a person.
It's a hurricane.
Yeah, there we go.
Bing, bing, bing.
What would you do in a hurricane?
I'd probably go to other people's houses and
Ah,
steal all the...
You'd steal food, and you'd record podcasts while you're there as well, talking about what you're eating.
What's the first thing you get if a hurricane was about to hit your house? You get your dog? You leave Max?
Get laid, am I right?
Hey!
Yeah, I'd probably take Martha.
Take Martha?
Yeah,
would you
that's good.
Would you hop in the car or would you get on your bike? Because you already fucked up your car by reversing it into the...
We don't need to go there for
Yeah,
this
we do.
podcast, Hamish. I haven't driven for 2 years since that happened.
Yeah, so this guy quit driving for 2
Jeez.
years because he backed into a tree.
Wait, so you're on your P's then, right?
I think full license.
You disgust me.
But yeah, he rides everywhere. So Steve rides his
Alright.
bike like a
Um,
poor person.
why was Japan in the news?
I'm trying to. Do you know, Steve?
Oh, I haven't been paying attention to
I
this
am
recently.
Yeah.
trying.
Paying attention.
That's the name of the game. I'm trying to remember.
Hamish is just scrolling through ABC News.
Damn.
I don't think he's on the ball either.
Well, I mean, he is running this segment. This
running this
is
shit.
Hamish's segment. He can
This is
do
my
it in
segment.
once.
Alright. Now it's time to play Force 2 Orgasm.
So, what were the results of that tickle fight?
What happened?
I feel violated.
He feels violated. I think that's
Yeah! Violation.
This much closer to an orgasm.
This calls for a little celebration.
Your girlfriend is just
up.
pulling out of line a little bit. We just gotta.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, what would you do if you were Clara's boyfriend?
Clara's boyfriend.
Hamish's girlfriend, Clara's boyfriend.
Well, for a start, I don't think she would date me. I think we got that safely under wraps.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, they're at each other's
What's
throats
the-
constantly. They're like an old married couple. You're great for each other.
Yeah.
What do you think of Jackson, their situation? Where
Uh,
one of the partners likes the other one a lot more than the other one.
I think
That's really common.
yeah, that's pretty much all relationships. It's never going to be 50-50.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's the truth.
It's true.
Who likes who more?
Oh, I think we all
I think
know.
we know.
Okay.
It's me, obviously.
Ha.
Very accurate.
It's that you do get some benefits being in your relationship. She is Italian, so you do get some pasta.
Yeah, that's true.
Pasta.
It's that she.
The things
That's
you
it.
the things you do for pasta.
Because they're
literally.
cooking pasta is the only thing, the good thing about being in a relationship.
It's that she does get some benefits as well. She
Okay.
gets to tag along to your grand's house
Exactly.
on Saturday night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Saturday. I mentioned it before, but it's a Saturday night. It's nearly 7:30.
Well,
What are you
alright.
gonna do after this, Steve? What's your usual Saturday night plan?
You going to start doing some Uber Eats on the bike?
It's gonna go.
I'll probably watch the Premier League on SPS.
Nice.
Really?
Nice.
So how's your AFL fantasy team going? Steve's Cool Cats.
Unfortunately, I lost this year.
Has AJ been doing better than you?
Unfortunately.
What about Wilson?
Yeah, Wilson has been too. We had a bit of a poor year this year, but
Poor year.
hopefully we'll bounce back.
So how many hours a day would you say you spend on AFL fantasy?
Maybe half an hour.
Half an hour a day.
Nah, it's not enough.
Would you say you have a problem with fantasy football? This is Aussie rules fantasy.
I wouldn't rule it out.
Ooh.
Actually, I did go to a AFL fantasy convention talk, and
Mama Luigi!
did go up onto the stage and give a little song about his AFL fantasy game.
That is a true story.
See, that's addiction, I reckon.
That's good.
Making a song about AFL.
That's why we started the Salmon basketball
Actually, I
podcast.
got it on my phone.
Right.
All right, this is an exclusive. A fully grown 19-year-old wrote a song about AFL fantasy.
Now, those you don't know, AFL fantasy is like where you choose your members of your team and they play and you get points depending on how well they played.
Yeah.
And at the end of the year, you get like a car or something if you win.
Well, like one person gets a car, the other million, get something to distract them from their job.
Is it million?
I don't know.
I'd
Maybe
say
a
I'd be
million.
surprised if it went to the millions.
Yeah, no,
No,
probably
it's only
not.
150,000 that play.
He's already
That's a lot still.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
AFL. I
That's
think AFL
higher
is
than I
actually the
thought.
4th biggest footy sport franchise in the world.
Most profitable, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
because
is
it's
crazy
the
considering-
biggest in Australia.
What's crazy is considering they've got Premier League, like NFL in America, NBA,
Yeah.
and so many other leagues.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fourth then. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
actually it is 4th.
It does have, it's a pretty big deal.
Alright, here
Jamie,
we
get that up. Is it 4th?
Alright, we've got it here.
All right.
And let's
we can
hear it.
play this because we know
Mama Luigi!
he won't be listening.
Yeah, he won't be. No way. He
Is he
doesn't
too
know
busy
any
having
of it.
fun with his girlfriend?
Oh,
How did he get a girlfriend?
Okay,
Nick told me he doesn't have a girlfriend.
No, he does. Nick talks shit all the time.
let's hear this.
It's the day of AJ's break. Each week we sing hooray. There's a zoom on past the competition. Our brand new car that was mission up. Put your team into submission as my team performs with top vision. Watch your back. Watch your back. It's the day of AJ's break.
Oh my god.
Some people get very passionate about things, and that's a good thing.
And here's why that's a good thing. But really, that was. Listen,
Words can't express how I feel about that.
I can't discourage people from doing anything, basically, as long as it's not evil. But how I react to it is going to be different.
I don't think you should be touching your girlfriend while we're doing the podcast, Hamish. Just leave that till after.
Listen, he's had half a beer. He's going to get a little randy.
I can do what the fuck I want. So what about Randy from Trailer Park Boys? What are your thoughts on him?
Good character. Trailer Park Boys. If
you could eat burgers all day, would you?
I don't like burgers. I've never had a McDonald's or Hungry Jack's burger.
You fucking serious?
Are you kidding?
what about KFC? What about KFC?
Can I go get one?
Never.
Yeah, go get one.
Not KFC.
My mum is
Not even Kentucky
Have you
Fried.
had KFC?
No.
Have you had any fast food?
I once had what are those dollar drinks that you get?
Frozen Coke.
So I chucked half out. I didn't like
Yeah,
it.
too sweet.
He had
They
a
are
frozen
very
Coke
sugary.
Because it was $1 because he's so poor.
Whoa.
Your
None of
girlfriend's
that.
just giving a bit of an
Surprised
insult
I
there,
don't-
Hamish, saying I'm cheap, which
Snort the rest of this. No, he's not
I
cheap.
wouldn't
He's
say
fucking,
I'm
he
cheap.
fucking cooks Jamie Oliver recipes all the time and he's eating like a king.
I would just say that I like a good bargain. There's
Yeah,
nothing
that's a
wrong
good
with that.
bargain, yeah.
And how much is fruit bread at the moment, is it?
Oh, it depends what shop you go to.
Mm.
Actually, I was very upset this morning. I went to Fruitville,
Yeah.
Foodland, and they didn't have it out yet. It was
Didn't have what?
Foodland sucks.
Yeah.
fruit bread.
Oh, fruit bread.
That's crazy.
Fruit bread. Who the fuck eats that?
And they're still in business after that.
The only people that I know who eat fruit bread is my fat.
Fat
Cousin on Christmas Day.
I did go there and I asked the lady, when will the fruit bread be put out? She said, come back in 15 minutes, we'll have it out. So I go there, I say to this other person, the fruit bread's still not out, can you go check? So they went out, they came back, they said, oh yeah, it's not ready yet. So
Yeah.
I go there again, I say to the lady, when's the fruit bread going to be out? She
Okay.
goes away, she never comes back.
That's
Can
abhorrent.
Can I give you some an inside scoop?
Come closer to the
into
mic. Come closer to the mic. No one can hear you.
Yeah.
Can I give you an inside
Actually,
scoop?
you gotta
This is-
say you're a
this is
Foodland
Eloise, everyone.
No,
employee.
can I give you an inside scoop to Foodland Bakery? Because I used to work in the bakery at Foodland, and when they say it's coming out in 15 minutes, it means it hasn't been cooked yet.
Oh, okay.
It's just a way to get customers to get fuck off.
It's a bit of a dick move.
This
but-
is the
Yeah,
future that liberals
Because
want.
because people who came up to us and asking if bread was ready yet were impatient assholes who couldn't wait. Then maybe that's why they.
Maybe
told
they
you
just want to feed their
to go
kids.
away.
Jesus.
Hint, this is a PG, not PG-13 plus. So.
Maybe the Foodland employees should be doing their bed
Sorry.
job.
Dude,
Oh,
he's
that.
fucked.
This guy's
He's
Nah,
absolute. He's big boy blunt.
He's had he was free
two
pouring
shots
vodka
in
and
and
orange
he's
juice before,
gone.
and this guy.
So
gave
yeah,
up
he's
drinking
had
a
he's had a shot of gin, 2 shots of vodka.
Wait, so I thought you gave up drinking for a while though, didn't you?
I haven't really.
Well, you
I
just
don't really
been-
drink that much.
Yeah, I know.
Except for
But you
tonight.
used to put them away back in the day.
Not really.
No, you didn't.
No,
What do
you
reckon?
only once you got loaded and vomited in your friend's dad's car.
I've heard many stories where this guy gets fucked.
That is cut.
No, that's going in.
Yeah, I did get blocked by. What is your name on this podcast?
Hamish.
Hamish.
We actually are
I
using
thought we were
a
using a
fake name.
You got
Anyway,
blocked by me.
I did get blocked by Hamish's girlfriend because I asked her
Oh.
to rate Calvin Harris.
Every
Girlfriends.
fucking day.
What? Who are
Just
Calvin
told me-
Harris's
Well,
girlfriends?
there's Ellie Golding,
Oh god, here we
Yeah,
go.
You fucking.
she's pretty hot.
Uh-oh.
and then
You just
there's
triggered something.
2 others. One's a model and one works in the music industry.
And why do you know this
So why are you
information?
so interested in finding out rating them?
Oh, I just want to get a girl's perspective on this issue.
But why is it so important to know which one's the best Calvin Harris girlfriend? I mean, looking at
Because he
Oh no!
he's such a sheep that he
One
wants
was,
his girlfriend to
one
look
was,
like.
Ellie Golding and Taylor Swift. I don't know how I forgot that when Taylor Swift is coming here on the 28th of August to Melbourne.
Remember when? Is this an ASMR video now?
I'm doing some ASMR.
Came to Hacienda. How good was that?
So none of my friends want to go on a road trip to Melbourne to see her.
Nick was born in the wrong generation.
Since Taylor Swift
You wanna go
isn't
on a road
coming,
trip? No, no one wants to see Taylor
since
Swift.
Taylor Swift isn't coming to Adelaide, I want to go on a road trip, but I can't find any friends. So if anyone knows someone,
Alright, PSA, if you're gonna go on a road trip to see Taylor Swift,
with Steve.
Mind
Steve
you, we're
here.
talking about a 20-year-old man here, straight 20-year-old man who wants to go see Taylor Swift.
My mum did warn me that it would be full of 13-year-old girls,
Yeah.
but
You'll fucking see your sister there.
I don't
Yeah,
think
fine,
my
that's a
mum is
warning
right
to
on
you.
this issue. I think a lot of people my age would like Taylor Swift.
Name one.
She had some good country songs at the beginning. I'm going to admit to that. She had some good country songs at the beginning of her career, but now it's just like... It's
Yeah,
like pop
Old
stuff again.
Tay, not too bad.
She's just... I don't know. It's just too cringe, honestly. There's no lack of a better word.
Would you call her cringe and blue pilled?
Probably not. I don't know. She's like... I don't know. I don't know much about her, but I know she tries to keep out of the public eye because people just troll the shit out of her.
Actually, that's wrong. She has a crew of women that stick together, and if anyone says something bad about her, she'll just kick them out.
That's the song. That's literally the song lyrics to one of her songs.
There was a journalist in America who wrote a piece saying that her show was good, but it could be improved, and the journalist didn't
her
get
show.
it. Yeah, her
The
performance.
journalist wound up dead.
And then the journalist never got a job after that.
Yeah.
So
Man, But wait, so you're saying like Taylor
literally
Swift,
just saying-
Katy Perry?
He's literally saying that they're part of the Illuminati. They're gonna up dead. If
Oh,
you are saying they're negative,
oh,
things
okay.
about their girl crew.
So you are saying that the Illuminati have control over the music
What do
industry?
you reckon? 9/11? Fact or fiction? Inside job?
actually, on some news story, some person was saying that the ABC broadcasted it 20 minutes before it happened, but surely they didn't.
That's true.
That's actually based on Redwood.
That's a fact.
I don't want to be insensitive here, but
But 9/11 was an inside job.
No,
I don't want to be insensitive here, but
Can we get that vomiting sound effect? Nice.
this is 9/11 radio.
Yeah, and anyway, I'm feeling quite tired, and the only reason I came was to get my hair cut.
So do you want a haircut, Manny?
So do you actually want a haircut, or are you just pulling up dicks?
Dude, I'm so hungry.
I'm not too sure if I should take this
It's half past it.
podcast career solo.
You can. That's up to you, man. But you have to pay me for the month.
You're
How
just
you
gonna be
record
missing
it?
the talent.
You can't record with your fucking.
Whose
shit.
Coke Zero is this?
Eloise. Do
I bought them weeks ago.
Oh,
Last week.
thank you very much.
you want to cook up? No shit, Billy.
What was I out for dinner?
I was gonna say cook up one of those schnitzel chicken things. But I'm not sure this guy's diet. He's shredding.
No, chicken schnitzel's fine, but I'll eat at home. Don't worry.
What about you, Matty Z? How are you?
You say he's shredding, but he's drinking Coke, which has about 12 tablespoons of
No, this
sugar.
is this is sugar free.
Sugar.
There's no
My
sugar.
sister-
Sugar free, you fucking bigot!
I think that's actually worse than the...
No, my
Normal
dad.
Coke.
It apparently
said-
gives you colon
said
cancer.
that sugar-free Coke is fine.
What's it got in it? Aspartame.
Yeah, that gives you colon cancer.
No,
apparently.
fucking that's good.
God, I hope so. Am I right?
And Steve,
My
it
fellow-
tastes like shit.
Well, Milo.
Right, Milo, we have to do a trip to the shop here, Milo.
It's
Can
Saturday,
you
no
drive the manual?
shops.
Yeah, you can.
Dude, you had like
Babe, I'm driving.
okay, you had a fifth of this.
No, I didn't.
You actually did.
There was so much. You
That
had
was,
20.
That was fucked. That's not how you eat Milo.
You had 40 grams of Milo.
Did you get at home? Do you have just like one of those big office works, like tins of Milo?
Yeah, we have to get a new one each week.
Yeah, because you fucking.
You're a beast, man.
Does the Maximus have it as well?
No?
Does he have all like?
Dude, now I know why you're shaking all the time. You have so much sugar from all this Milo.
Dude, you need to cut that out of your diet, man. Like one a day. That's
Milo
it.
is very healthy.
Three. He said 3 a day.
No, it once a
One
day.
day.
I bet you it says on here.
Two
Do not.
teaspoons once a day. That's it. Otherwise,
Okay, so one
I put 3
each.
tablespoons per glass of milk.
that's
Dude, you do realize each teaspoon has 8 grams of sugar.
Oh, it's healthy sugar.
No.
healthy sugar.
That means
Sugar.
that means you're having 25 grams per glass, and you're having 3 a day. That means you're ingesting 75 grams of sugar in Milo form a day.
The recommended daily intake of sugar is
It's on here.
it's well, in America it doesn't have it. because
It's
sugar.
basically
Yeah, 25 grams. So 1 Milo is all you can fucking have a day. Otherwise,
Well, it says 50 grams on here, but still, 50 grams is in a can of Coke. You have more sugar than that, and you're saying that. So you have 75 grams of sugar a day, Matty C. That's not healthy.
I'm not too sure if you should be lecturing me, Jackson, while you're drinking a can of Coke.
There's no sugar in it.
yeah, that's what Mr. Gavini did.
Anyway, my point is,
What happened to that
are you
asshole?
that? Lol. But I very rarely drink soft drink, and you drink Milo daily. So I'm just From a concerned friend, if you don't want to keep shaking all the time, maybe cut down the sugar.
What's the craziest R34 thing you've seen? It's fucking. This is a warm house. It's got like underground. It's got this thing. I'm not sure how they do it, but like,
Underfloor heating.
they dig this really deep hole, and they get like the heat from the earth, and they bring it back up, and then
Yeah.
just put it around the house.
Sweet. Wasn't that the premise of Journey to the Center of the Earth? They were trying to heat their house.
Yeah, let's find a little hole underneath the ground and put mugwums down there and see what happens. See if he comes back.
You just call Steve Monkworm.
As long as you
Mugwumps.
throw a few apples
Mugwump.
down for me and a loaf of fruit bread.
Yeah.
You like apples?
A mugwum, a person who remains aloof or independent, especially from
I
pine
love
apples.
apples.
Wow,
Mm.
that's perfect word for him.
Mugwump. He's a fucking mugwump.
I did make some apple cider.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. That's a very interesting story.
Apple cider, like as in alcohol cider, or
Yeah.
apple cider vinegar? When was this? Back in year 12, or?
Yeah, so we went to my friend's house and we asked him to go and pick some apples. He said, no, I'm playing video games.
Nice. That was definitely necessary. But go on.
So we drive up to Urabla, pick the apples. It only cost us about $10 for, I think, 6 full shopping bags of apples.
Wow.
We drive back home and we make the cider, and then eventually, well, I had the plan. Well, Wilson had the plan
I'll crop that out, don't worry.
to sell this cider, which is illegal, which we didn't.
Side note.
This is not going to Save Pop, by the way. This is going to Hell's Angels.
So eventually we make it, and it's an expensive process. And
Yeah.
So how
And
did you
it-
even
and-
make it? Did you get like a home brewing kit, or
no,
did you just get a massive vat and just chuck apples in there and say, "Yeah, I hope for the best"?
no, we used this big screwdriver, and it turned this
All good stories start with a big screwdriver.
thing to crush all the apples.
Yeah.
And then we.
Oh, that thing we got.
And then, long story short, we left it too long because my friend Wilson wanted it to leave it too long, even though that he's now doing a winemaking course, which I'm not too sure if he's qualified enough to do that, since he couldn't even make apple cider.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was fucking before I did the course.
Well, you do realize that you take courses to learn how to do things.
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna do before the course.
Anyways, so eventually we
All
actually
is mine.
give it to our
Your
teacher,
teacher, yeah.
the year level manager.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Dude.
And he said he didn't like it too much. And, well, my friend Wilson, he put all this vodka in it before he gave it to him.
Holy
So,
shit.
The year level manager was a little bit tipsy for that class.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Was it legal?
Well, he agreed to it.
No, it
No, I mean,
wasn't
it wasn't legal
for
studies.
class.
It was accounting.
Accounting. So this guy, you got your accounting teacher sloshed, and then he had to teach.
Well,
all
he
accountants are permanently stopped.
he retired at the
True.
end of the year.
Yeah, because he fucking probably had liver cancer after that bloody concoction you gave him.
He did say at the parent-teacher interview that he didn't like it. To dad. Well, Wilson's dad.
Do you only have one friend?
Yeah, let's
called-
talk about it.
I mean,
So how's my
Wilson?
son doing in class? Yeah, he's fucking apple cider vinegar. Is apple cider.
Yeah, your son gave me homemade cider, and
I mean, was this a
made me
secretive
shit.
operation? Who was in on it?
Eventually, well, the sad story is that the Apple, well, we'll just call him Apple supplier, that we got the apples off.
He's
He
like an
said,
old man who's dead now.
he said, yeah, just give me a bottle of this. So I gave him a bottle of it.
was it
and
with
then-
vodka as well?
No, it was just. So unfortunately, I don't think this had anything to do with it.
But
But,
if police are listening, if there's a detective listening investigating this guy's,
A week later, after I gave him the bottle, he went to hospital and then he died shortly after. That's a true story.
Holy
But we're not
shit.
putting that in.
Nah, we'll put that in.
Holy
Did
shit!
you
If any detectives are listening,
Did you ever try it?
no, I didn't,
Oh, I
because
tried
of
it.
what
It
happened.
tastes like
Both
tastes
test
like old-
subjects, like one quit their job and the other died.
it tastes
so
like old wine. It was terrible. But if it's a cheap way to get pissed back in the day, then you know that's the way you do it. But you know,
that's the way
Now
you
you
do
Actually,
it.
I don't
Yeah,
like
I
this
know.
story. Let's cut it. Let's just cut it. Alright, Hamish, you talk about your girlfriend or something.
Yeah,
Actually,
so-
let's
We're not
bring-
going to talk about things that turn you on 24/7.
Talk
I'm
about
not-
Hamish. So Hamish, how's your sex life?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Actually, when we're keeping this PG-13
No.
for this podcast, we're
This
not
is
talking
now
about
turned
rude
into
things.
the Kama Sutra.
We're not talking about this.
Kama
Hamish.
Sutra spiritual sex podcast.
By the way, the other name for this was going to be the Vietnamese prostitute jack off instruction.
No.
experience.
I never agreed to that.
Yeah, you did.
I wouldn't have my name against that.
Would you?
Well, I mean, you don't have your real name against
What's your
this.
favorite? What's your favorite porno? What do you type?
Hamish, we're cutting that.
We cutting that.
What do you jack off to?
No, let's just bring in your girlfriend to talk about
Okay, what's this segment called? I'll introduce it.
We'll get,
how to get a girlfriend.
We'll get Eloise.
And this is How to Get a Girlfriend with Clara, I think.
I need to get her out of the basement.
Get the fuck out of here!
Alright, she's here.
Hurry up, Eloise.
Get over here.
Hurry up, Clara.
You didn't even play along with the skit,
My name's Clara.
apparently.
Is it not?
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
going to say anything.
So what are we talking about here?
Alright, so Jackson is desperately single and he needs some advice from someone who's actually...
I'm an eligible bachelor.
Easy.
I like rice cakes and no sugar Coke.
Well, since we got a girl here, you can give Jackson some advice.
Well, what I've heard, this guy's actually being smashed with super hot chicks, basically.
I would say from my knowledge of this person, keep doing what you're doing and one day you'll find a fantastic female.
Do you really think you should be
Sweet.
lying to your friend?
I'm not lying because I'll tell you the truth about you. And
Well, obviously it's not been working so far, so you should give him some real advice.
I think everything in life happens for a reason and patience is very important. I waited 6 years.
I think that's just some mumble jumble that you just...
No. Listen here. I waited 6 years for this to happen.
Yeah, and we won't go there because that will offend people.
Right, but my point is, sometimes you just have to wait a little longer.
And what happens if this relationship doesn't last? What are
It
you going to
will.
do?
It will.
Well, most relationships... Actually, 50% of marriages
relationships end in divorce.
break up.
My
Yeah.
parents have been together for over 40 years. My grandparents were together for 70 years.
And Matthew's testicles have only been together for what?
Do you
10
think...
years?
Do you think one marriage is a good sample size?
I think
That's
also,
true.
I think I have a lot of marriages that are good examples because I'm filled with lots of family members that have good relationships with their significant others.
But do you
So,
think you're using
Anyway,
advice?
off this,
No.
what should Steve do to get a girlfriend then?
Actually,
Where do I begin?
we don't need to hear this, Jackson.
Well, you want to be part of this segment, didn't you?
I never said I wanted a girlfriend yet.
You want a boyfriend then?
No,
Yes.
a girlfriend.
Okay. So you do
So
want a
we
girlfriend.
need to find someone called Clara.
Okay, here's something.
Let's
The
have
int-
Clara phone
the
numbers
interesting
already.
dynamic
So-
between me and Steve is that
Alright, let's call up.
ever since grade 10, Steve has really wanted, been attracted. There was this German exchange student who was called Clara, who he was really attracted to, and now he calls women that he wants a woman. He's just like, I want a Clara. Get me another Clara, like his first crush. And my cousin is called Clara, so it's really weird for me to have him always
Maybe
thirsting
hook up
over
with-
the name.
Maybe get your cousin to hook up with Maddie Z.
Ugh, that sounds
But I
yuck.
actually care about my cousin, so that might be a problem.
Actually,
Mama Luigi!
She's got a boyfriend.
let's cut that name out.
That's on record.
Actually, we messaged her and we said Clara.
Yeah, because you were. This guy messaged someone called Claire and asked them, I need a Clara. And she just ignored it, thank God. That was hard to explain. I'm looking up Clara phone numbers, come up with Santa Clara County food stamps phone number.
Call that.
Let's ring it. I want some food.
You want some food stamps?
Unfortunately, your gran doesn't make cookies. Or she doesn't have a freezer full of ice creams.
Oh, wait, she made this
No,
cookie.
she's on a diet, fucking sucks.
Look, she made this massive cookie. There you go.
She used to make fucking good cookies back in the day. She makes a mean cake back in the day, but
I want all this podcast cut. I don't like any of it.
I think it's good. But do you want to record an outro, Maddie Z?
Please.
Let's do an outro.
I
How
think
about
I
that?
was too arrogant in this podcast. I
Well,
wanna
no,
cut
you're
all
about
of
the
that.
same. Sit down. Let's do an outro.
I don't want to offend Hamish's girlfriend. I don't think
I
that
really
should be
don't
in there.
care.
She's right there. Anyway,
I love
it's
how this
comedy.
guy-
It's comedy.
I love how this guy's second guessing.
The
himself.
only time he ever cares about offending me.
Is when it like people are witnessing it. Sit down. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's
That is the
played
way
up for
it-
comedy.
way
It's,
I want to watch the TV.
well, this has been the Salmon Basketball Podcast, the very first episode. It was a little rocky, but I think it was fun.
Who came up with the name?
Maybe me.
I didn't get any say in it.
Well,
Did you get a say in this, the name Hamish?
Alright, I'm calling it Clara.
all right. Before we go, we need to call this
calling
Clara,
Clara.
and she's going to tell us something.
I've got nothing to do with this.
I'll talk to her.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. We're looking for Clara.
No.
Who's this?
Adam.